Hello, YouTube. Oh, sorry, I cut your head off. We're going to Buya Ramen in
Buya Ramen.
Pete.
There it is. In St. Pete. We're gonna try some ramen today. Try and
In Florida.
Get a good review on this.
Good
We'll
back.
be trying a couple different ramen places in Tampa before we go to Japan.
We have a total of how many?
3. There's 3 ramen places.
Yep.
We've looked them up. There's only 3. And there's a sushi place that says it has ramen, but it doesn't have it on the menu.
Yeah, it's like secret. Only one menu had it when we went, and we didn't get it.
So.
Instead, we got expired sushi.
Yeah. Yeah, the one thing I noticed right off the bat with this ramen is that you can definitely taste the grilling. All the grilled aspect of it, you can definitely taste it. It's cooked decent. It's not chewy, anything like that. It's just very grilled. Very grilled. So we thought it was going to come out as several different pieces, like a regular dumpling.
It is hidden underneath this.
Oh.
I don't know what this is. It looks like.
I think that's cheese.
It's like dumpling wrapper.
We've made it to Dosunco.
Yep, it's right on the other side of the camera.
Japanese kitchen. See if I can get it. Boom. Got it. Alright. About to walk in, get some food. Have a few videos of that and tell you how it was. A lot of food. A lot of food.
Yum, bye. It's really good. I really like it in the chili stuff too. The noodles are cooked so delicious. And they have pepper flakes on them too.
I wish you would look at me like the way you look at those noodles. Gotta pack this a slurp. Needs work. What's going on, guys? We are heading to the 3rd ramen spot in Seminole Heights called Ichicoro.
Koro. Getting our 3rd double chin today.
It's one of the 3 ramen spots in Tampa. And when we say ramen spots, we mean they mainly do ramen.
Yeah,
not that they have sushi and ramen. So we're gonna go to Ichicoro today
That's why we're wearing different clothes.
That's why we're wearing different clothing.
Hi guys, so we're back again in yet another outfit. Now that we've actually tried all of the ramen shops, specific ramen shops, not Japanese or Chinese with ramen, we have decided to let you know what we thought of these with a small list that we've compiled. All right, so we're gonna start off by talking about Booyah because it's the first one that we went to, located in St. Pete. So it's technically not in Tampa, but it's the closest that we could get to include 3 in this video.
All right, so we're gonna start off with talking about the service there at Booyah. How'd you feel about the service?
I thought the service was okay. It's actually started off, well, we had to wait for a while now that I think about it when we walked in and no one was there.
Yeah, there was no hostess at the table, so we kind of waited there for a few minutes for someone to seat us. They saw us from across the room and came over and sat us down. Other than that, I mean, our server was
pretty
helpful.
attentive, yeah.
I mean, you would ask her questions and she was more than willing to answer them.
So the atmosphere was really nice. It was dark inside, it was hipsterish, it was clean.
Yeah, they had a little bar set up in the on the right side and kind of towards the back of the restaurant. It was kind of divided by a little wall, and then there was kind of the restaurant side. It was very spacious. Mm-hmm. A lot of cool artwork on the wall. It was a nice setup for it. Their menus were. They had a big menu, a very long menu. A lot of beer,
Whiskey
wine,
yeah.
liquor selection. So if you're kind of like liquor and beer and stuff like that, they've got more than what you probably want. Food wise, there was a good amount of food on there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see much other than ramen.
Yeah, it wasn't excessive. Sometimes restaurants give you their menu and it's like a novel.
The food, when it came out, it looked really good.
It looked very good. It was very well crafted.
It did look good. Besides the weird layer of stuff on the gyoza that we didn't quite know what it was. The seafood ramen that I got, it was not really what I expected. Didn't taste so much like seafood. It tastes more like the grill that the seafood was on. Broth was, like chicken-based broth. Had a good amount of topping. Mine had a lot of, garnishes and toppings and whatever on it. For me, it was, it was all right. Wasn't something I would go around telling people about.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. It was just not very good. The noodles I thought were like awful quality. It was like the instant ones you buy in the store.
So we ended up paying, was it like 60?
Yeah, almost $70.
Almost $70 for 2 beers, gyoza, and 2 bowls of ramen. That was a little upsetting, especially at the end of it. We kind of looked at it expecting to get out of there with probably like $40, and that bill came and it was high. It was shocking. So overall score on that one would be probably a 3. I'd give it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I said that before when we were there. I would give it the same.
Next one we went to was Dosunco. Now, we're not playing favorites. But we have been to Dosunco several times, and me and her both like Dosunco. The atmosphere when you walk in it's almost like it's like a mom and pop owned ramen shop. Very small. Service there's good, but they seat you right away. They when you walk in, you get greeted, you get sat very quickly,
So this one to me was the style of the ramen shops that I ate at in Japan. It was very traditional. I'm pretty sure it's owned by actual people from Japan, and I agree with pretty much everything that you said. It's a lot smaller and a lot more oriented at not necessarily being trendy, but you can tell they spend more time on their food.
Yeah. Their menu is kind of straight to the point. It's everything on one paper. I get the Dosunco Ramen, which is just basic ramen. She always gets the spicy Dosunco Ramen, which is
Spicy.
The food is excellent there. Noodles are great. They have, a good amount of, on their pork that they put in there, it's a good amount of fat and meat. So it's not too overwhelming on the fat side or too big, thick piece of meat that's in there. It's very traditional, garnishes and stuff like that. Broth's delicious. Their gyoza is so good. That's actually where I fell in love with gyoza, so that is one of my favorite things to get there.
So I can't say I've had anything ever bad at Dosunco. I always get the same ramen, but I've had now all of their appetizers, I believe, because the first time I went with my mom and I tricked her into trying stuff that she didn't want to have, but she liked it too. And then every time we've gone, we always also get sake. It's just from California, but it's $6 a bottle and it's chilled and it tastes fine.
The prices are very cheap.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, you pay like $11 for a bowl of ramen. You pay, $5 for gyoza.
Yeah, the appetizers are crazy cheap.
Yeah, and then you pay, $6 for a bottle of sake, and you can share that between two people. Overall rating, I would probably give Dosunco an 8.5 out of 10.
Wow, I feel like you're rating one.
I would give Dosunco a 9 out of 10. I almost said 10. 9 out of 10. So the great thing about Dosunco is if you are a vegetarian, this is one of the few ramen shops that I've encountered in the U.S. anyway, not the whole U.S. because I haven't been to every single ramen place in the U.S., but that actually has vegetarian ramen broth. They make it with mushroom base instead of any kind of animal, which is nice because I've gone to eat ramen with lots of vegetarians and they're always disappointed that they have to make their own at home. So if you're going to Dosunco and you're not going to get every single thing on the menu like we do, expect to spend about $12 a person,
On
which
ramen.
is not bad.
Yeah. If you're just going to get ramen, pay around $12 a person. All right, enough with Dosunco.
My favorite.
Last place we went was Ichicoro. It is
The original.
the
Of
original.
the three.
Mm-hmm.
So-
It's in. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
The third one is Ichicoro. Ichicoro is the original of the three ramen shops that we visited. It actually was, I believe, opened or created or the invention of a man who owns a very famous ramen shop in New York City, which I can't remember the name of at this minute. He opened one in Tampa. After it opened, it was basically busy all the time. It's located in the Seminole Heights area, which is a very hipster and trendy up-and-coming area of town. So we will start with the atmosphere as we did with the other two.
But getting there, it's a very bright colored building. There's a lot of graffiti on the, or not graffiti, but painting on the walls and stuff. That area's kind of got a lot of artistic vibe going on out there. When you first walk in, there's actually a bar when you first walk in. So the Ichicoro will get so busy that you'll have to wait. There's a small ramen bar, so it probably hold about 20 25 people in there.
And everything's like almost family style seating, or communal seating. That's what
Communal
it is,
seating, yeah.
where you're just gonna be sitting with pretty much other people you don't know.
Service isn't bad there. When we went, our server was kind of, she kind of seemed annoyed at the time, and wasn't anything we did. We literally sat down. I think I asked her a question.
Oh yeah, about a seasoned egg.
So their menus, you kind of mark what type of ramen you want, and if you want anything extra in it and anything like that. The menu doesn't tell you much about what's in the ramen. I didn't know if their ramen came with an egg, because everybody makes their ramen different. I saw seasoned ramen or seasoned egg at the bottom, or was it poached egg?
Yeah, they had a lot of like toppings that were extra.
They had like if you want an extra egg or whatever. So I asked her, "Hey, does your ramen come with an egg in it?" And she's like, she just kind of gave me attitude, like it was unnecessary attitude for something as simple as going, "Oh yes, it does come with an egg. That's just if you want to add another egg." Upon checkout, we sat there for probably
a long time, long enough for the manager to come over multiple times, and then eventually like go get her and have a talk with her.
She kind of got in trouble, and it wasn't anything. We didn't flag down the manager like, "Hey man, this girl's." We sat there, waited for probably 20-25 minutes for her to come and give us a check. Yeah. And the manager ended up walking over and saying, "Has she gotten your check for you yet?" And we then explained, "No, we've been sitting here waiting." Yes. So not everybody there is, rude. She could have just been having a bad day, but our experience on the service wasn't great starting off. They have a decent menu, it's very, small, like Dosuncos. It's not really like a 5-6 pages like Booyah. They also have, they got, 4 appetizers, I think?
Yeah, it wasn't that many.
They don't have that many appetizers or anything like that. It's kind of focused more around the ramen aspect of it. But
they also sell, they have different than the other ones. They have brothless ramen, which is actually the first thing I ever had, because there was a time a few years ago when I hated ramen because it was soup. Well, really, it was just because it was soup, because I didn't like soup. Now it's very fusion with the local neighborhood. And so this area is heavily based around Cuban culture. So a lot of the menu items were Cuban inspired mixed with Japanese, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, so like our appetizer, we got an appetizer. They were, what was it, Cubanos?
Yeah, they were like a bun style, but instead of having like a Spam or piece of pork or something, it was literally a Cuban sandwich in a bun. And it was...
They were good.
Yeah, it was good. They also came with tostones that were like this big, which it didn't even say it came with. I was happy about that because I really like them.
Their ramen, noodles were good, broth was good. They give you a piece of pork that is probably about that big and that thick in it. So it's not fatty at all. It's all meat. And it's... They also, they got a good amount of garnishes, and it comes with a seasoned egg. So if you want an extra one, mark it at the bottom. That doesn't mean it doesn't have one. You have to mark it.
I want to say that egg was like a tea egg, seasoned in soy, but it had not soy flavor. It had a very... I don't even know how to pinpoint.
It wasn't. It wasn't the greatest egg I've ever had in ramen. Their prices are... what would you say? Kind of high?
Yeah, they're pretty high.
It's about in between Booyah and Dosunco.
Oh, I actually did have to add an extra $1 to mine because they don't make spicy ramen. You have to pay extra if you want to add. It's not their version of like a spice bomb, but it's a side dish that they bring you. And I think it was spicy Szechuan, and it was not spicy at all.
It was not spicy. She handles more spicy food than I do, and she kind of likes that spicy aspect to it. And she got this sauce, and she put it in and was like, "It's not spicy, you should try it." And So when she says it's not spicy, it's probably gonna be spicy to me, and I had it and it wasn't very spicy. You kind of got that feeling of it was burning you, but it wasn't like overbearing where you're like I can't finish this. So that was kind of disappointing for her, but
the noodles were good though, like you said.
Yeah, it was good food.
Yeah, we actually did. Sorry to backtrack, but we forgot to talk about in the atmosphere section the music. Dosunco is the only of the Ichicoro is the only of the 3 restaurants that if you are going on like a date or you're trying to talk to people, it's probably not going to happen.
Not going to be the best. It's
very loud because of the music.
It's very loud in there. A little overbearing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, huh? What? Overall score on that, I would probably give that a 5.
My overall score, actually, I would give it a 5 also. Even though the food is good and the prices are better than I feel like they used to be, they had too many combinations of flavors in one bowl. Like, I like fusion food and I like different flavors and when they combine things that aren't normally combined, but there was like maybe 5 different flavors that should not have been in one bowl. I also really hate the seating. You literally sit on a log.
Yeah,
you didn't mention that either.
We did not mention that. And sitting on a wooden log does not feel good.
That is the end of our video.
That's our review on the 3 ramen spots in Tampa. If you have any other spots that you know about in Tampa that we missed or overlooked or anything like that, that is a full ramen restaurant, not just a sushi spot with a ramen in it, leave a comment below. We'll check it out. Go ahead and subscribe, thumbs up us, and check you next time.
Bye. Thank you for watching.
Okay, apparently I can't because I keep leaving my freaking pills in this.
Wow, your attitude's on camera. I just filmed that whole thing, so I'm gonna Uber across.
Yeah, it's definitely in Florida to go to.
Oh my god, that was recorded, still going. Okay, so is it the right way? I just smashed my phone on the screen. Wait, it's upside down. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, I just straight up smashed it onto the street on the face.
She's WWE'd her phone.
Is it cracked though?
No, it's not.
Thank you, Otterbox.